Hello, this is Bill Llewellyn with XL North, and along with XLerator parts, we will be doing bearing maintenance and replacement on the XLerator counter-rotating brush machines. First, you will need to have the following tools: a propane torch, Phillips screwdriver, metric Allen wrenches, 2 awls or dental picks, rubber mallet, long neck socket set, white lithium grease, blue Loctite, clean white rags, and emery cloth. First, go ahead and take off the handles and remove the axles and brushes. Let's start with the electrical side. That's the thin plate. First, we want to remove the bearing and cover plates. To do that, make sure that you use the proper Phillips screwdriver. Once removed, you will then take off the split rings by using your awls or dental picks. After the rings are removed, take a long neck socket that fits inside the bearing but makes contact with the axle flange. It is very important to use the socket that fits just perfect, but not too big and not too small. Slide the machine to the edge of the workbench and use your rubber mallet and socket to tap out the flanges. Once removed, flip the machine over so the electrical side plate is up. Using your propane torch, heat the bearing from both sides. Outside first, then inside. Once hot, use your long neck socket and rubber mallet, pounding the bearing out. This may take a couple of attempts. Remember that the side plate can crack if hit too hard. Please be careful to not touch the bearing after it's removed, as it will be hot. Then tap out your socket and do the other bearing. Once the electrical side plate is done, we will do the gear side plate, the thicker side. First, remove the bearing cover plates. Take your picks and remove the split rings, as you did on the electrical side. Once done, flip the machine over and remove the gear cover with your Allen wrench. Find a socket of appropriate size. Tap the gear up from the underside until it is removed. Once the gear is removed, you will then need to use your propane torch, heat the bearing up, and remove it like you did on the previous side. Now we are ready to replace the bearings. Apply a small amount of blue Loctite to the outside of the bearing. Place the bearing into the well and tap them into place. Before replacing the axle flanges, make sure that they are in good shape. Replace them if necessary. When replacing the flanges, make sure that the groove for the split ring is towards the inside of the machine. You'll tap those into place. Once in place, replace your split ring, making sure that it snaps into the groove. Make sure the flange and bearings spin freely. For the gear side, insert the gear into the bearing slot. You will then need to tap with your rubber mallet downward while slightly rotating the gear to make sure that it meshes with the other gear. Once all flanges and gears are in place, you will now want to pack the area full of grease so moisture does not get to the bearings. Using white lithium grease, fill all areas and voids. Then replace the covers and secure them down. Flip the machine over and do the same. Once you're done, make sure you wipe any excess grease so as not to transfer it on the axles or the brushes. A key thing to remember is once you heat those bearings with a torch, the plastic seals will be melted and they are no longer usable. Once again, this is Bill Llewellyn with XL North in conjunction with XLerator Parts. Look for future maintenance tips.